It's the groove in the sound, the smoothness that compounds what you always wanted to be found. It's a timeless classic. Timeless classic. Timeless classic. Timeless classic. A timeless classic.
Happy Monday, everybody. We're gonna get to it in just a second here. Come on in. We are gonna get started here. If you guys are hanging out, throw a thumbs up on the stream if you can. Helps us get out to new people who might not have seen the channel before. Okay. Let's get to it. What up? Welcome in. It is the state of the Mon. With what little knowledge I have, I will attempt to answer the questions that you all are asking. First and foremost, what is this? This is a Q&A. It's an Ask Me Anything. It's just an open forum for you guys to stop in and have a little bit of a discussion for me in a time that is meant for the discussion. Sometimes it can be a little hard during the Rip and Chips to get in depth on a few things. So I know there are some questions out there that some folks have that they'd like more of an in-depth answer on. So it's good to have you guys in here with me today. Is my chat bugging out? Let me see if it's up on my end. There we go. The bot is running. Okay, cool. No live rips today. Don't need that one up there. Let's do a few things of housekeeping first for me to get into it. I am going to talk probably about 10-15 minutes here off the cuff. I really don't have that much prepared today. I have a few things that I want to talk about, but I think you guys are going to ask me about those things anyway, so we will probably get to it during the questions specifically. But I'm going to talk for about 10 to 15 minutes here. Rant on a single topic, kind of get some ideas put out there. Maybe you guys have some questions about what I say. We will get into it then. On top of that, if there are any questions you guys have, please, please, please put them in the chat. Throw me some question marks. Throw me an emoji or something like that so that I know that it's a question that you would like me to answer. I'll get into whatever questions you guys have after I do my little spiel, and we'll keep going until I catch up with chat, then we hang out for a little bit longer as the last few questions kind of trickle in. But one thing I do want to say specifically, I know a lot of you guys, your time is valuable. I want to value that. You may have a question that you want me to answer while you're here, so it can be part of a conversation, and you might not be able to be here the whole time. So if you guys throw a super chat out there, I do have my notifications on my end. I don't know if the sound's going to play through, but if you guys have a super chat, with a question in it, I will stop whatever I'm doing and answer that right away. Just as an aside, I don't think I've ever said that specifically before, but we will be taking that on today. And yeah, I just want to say real quick, appreciate everyone hanging out here. I know it's some trying times out there. Pretty busy, I'd imagine, for a lot of you guys with some weather. And, you know, stay warm out there. So, today I wanted to talk, and like the title of the video says, you are right, I was wrong. And the main thing that I'm really going to discuss with this is the lack of knowledge that everybody has in this game of Pokemon. Whether you're running a business, whether you are a collector, you can have history, you can have experience, you can have wisdom. Your ability to forecast the future and tell exactly what it is that's going to happen. You're going to get some things right. You're going to get some things wrong. The people that are right every single time, there's no one person that's right every single time. The people that are right every single time are the people who determine the market. That's not some dark cabal of people who exist out there going, okay, we're going to pump and dump this Psyduck card as soon as Ascended Heroes releases. First off, they're not going to be able to get the Psyduck card. Pretty much nobody is. But it's not these groups of shill bidders. It's not the people who are pumping up and dumping a specific card or market manipulating the booster boxes of Destined Rivals. No, it's the market as a collective that is always right. And whether you think the market's right or wrong, you're right. Let me break that down a little bit further because I want to be really specific about this. The market is not made up by a few people who control everything. The market's not even controlled by Pokemon. There's so many different layers that go into determining who the market is, how the market is deciding what to do, that there's no one person who can be right. More often than not, at least not often enough that they end up being somebody who is accurately predicting the general market sentiment before they are experiencing the general market sentiment. And I was wrong. I'm going to be very specific about that in the start of today's live stream. I thought I overpurchased on Null Zero. I thought that I went too big buying for the weekend of release, that I got too many boxes, and that I was afraid because of all of the comments. Everybody saying Perfect Order was a dud set. Everybody thinks that Null Zero has no good cards. What even is a Zygarde? We didn't even have the leaks yet. By the time I placed my order, we did not have the leaks of the cards in this set. And I'm not here to say that I was wrong because, oh, wow, it is actually a great set, and I thought, like everybody else, it was going to be a bad set. No, I was wrong because we sold out of the same number of boxes that I sold out of with my initial order of Inferno X. And Inferno X was a set that even if you thought it was Charizard or nothing, it still ended up being a set that people today are paying more for than Mega Dream. Phantasmal Flames booster boxes are back up over $250, and yet Null Zero and Perfect Order are supposed to be these bum sets that nobody wants at all. And I get it, newest set, best set, there's release hype when the new set comes out on the weekend. The price of the box, oh wow, it's already down 20 bucks. Can you believe it? I was wrong in thinking and doubting Pokemon's bullishness in the market consensus this month. If you look back through December, there were some businesses that were probably feeling a little pain. There was a bit of a slowdown. You probably had some graded cards that if you looked at your collector, you went, "Hey, what happened to my Mewtwo? Why is it falling 10% week over week? What's going on here? Well, I'll tell you this. It's not like Null Zero brought the market back. We don't even have Ascended Heroes yet. We don't even have it next week. We're probably not going to have Ascended Heroes ever in the month of January. We'll see if we get to February. Hopefully nothing else gets delayed. But I was wrong because I thought I knew that this set was not going to sell unless I marked it at a price to sell. And it's not like I took a loss. And it's not like I didn't make my margins to make the business work. And we had a great time opening it this weekend. I really enjoyed the set. I do think that it is a solid Pokemon set. Like, in the era where we go from Surging Sparks, which has 2 decent sets in Japanese, Paradise Dragona and Super Electric Breaker. Super Electric Breaker, very expensive set for a half set of English, has the Pikachu in it. To Terastal Festival, we then have Battle Partners, which performed pretty well at the start. Small set. Kind of got overshadowed by the hype around Terastal and Prismatic. Sound familiar? What's going on right now? Destined Rivals comes out. That's made up of Heatwave Arena and Glory of Team Rocket, both of which are still very strong sets in Japanese. And then we went into Black Bolt and White Flare and a new block with Mega Evolution and Inferno X. Inferno X, a set in which everyone said if you don't get the Zard, you don't get anything. Yeah, we like the Meowth. Yeah, we like that. Those did not have blow-ups in the same way that like a Marshadow had a blow-up. So you look at some of these sets and you want to say, Perfect Order, it's a bunk set. I don't care about Mega Starmie with the pose. That Death Starmie card is sick. And yes, I am calling it the Death Starmie. Mega Death Starmie. Whatever you want to call it. The Mega Death Starmie. That's a sick card. It looks really good in Japanese, of course. But to me, the fact that we built a general consensus around Perfect Order before we even saw the cards that were going to come out in Null Zero, I was wrong. And you weren't right. Not you, whoever the one person that's looking at their screen right now watching this, but you, the audience, you, the collective, you were right. That the price made sense that you bought me out this weekend. And it's not even like we had these smash streams where it was so many people buying, oh, it's one guy loves Mega Zygarde and he bought 2 cases from me live on stream. None of that happened. We had a lot of first-time buyers showing up buying the set. So excited to open this set. They never came into my stream before and they were buying just this set. Maybe that's an availability thing. Maybe I'm overthinking it in that regard. But what I'm not landing on is some concept of I was wrong because everyone else was right that this set is bad and I thought it was going to be fine. I was wrong because I underestimated the fact that people like the newest set and that the bad sets in the modern era of Pokemon, do they really exist? There's an overabundance of Journey Together, but talk to everyone that actually has a positive opinion about Journey Together. There's not a lot of people that are like, it's okay. It's just fine. People like it or they don't like it. And the people that don't like it, I think there's some reasons for that. I think they are Charizard collectors. I think they are edgy card collectors. I think they like some pretty specific artworks. They like some specific trainers, some specific attitudes of Pokemon cards, and Journey Together might not be the set for them. And Null Zero might not be the set for them either. But everything I'm hearing around the industry right now, from other business owners, from content creators, there's fear around what this Ascended Heroes is going to look like. People are, well, they were selling $35 jacked packs last week. Now you've got expectations that are set. How many places that have distribution are selling pre-orders for $30 for a 3-pack blister. Not many. $35, $40, $50. Market price is like $56 right now for 3 packs of a set. And I'm not someone who buys into the pre-order MSRP versus market price. Like, market price is this for pre-orders on TCG Player. I don't buy into that, except when there's literally only one way you can get the packs. This is not booster box pre-order pricing. This is not Pokemon Center pre-order pricing. This is, you are only able to buy a 3-pack blister. I don't think I will have a single pack of this set this weekend. I don't think any of it will get delivered to me this weekend, and I don't even have that much coming. And this weekend is supposed to be my last weekend streaming, but if Monday next week rolls around and I all of a sudden have 200 packs of Ascended Heroes, I can't just sit on those until I come back from paternity leave, which is 0 weeks. Thanks, Zorner Cards. Who is this guy in charge of Zorner Cards? Gave me 0 weeks of paternity leave. So, to me, when you say things like, and when I say you, now I'm talking to the individual. This set stinks. Really take a look. Take a look in the mirror and determine why. Why do you have that opinion? Land on the reasoning that got you there, and then if you want to act on it, act on it. But if your goal with saying that a set is bad is to influence somebody else into thinking that it's bad, this is why I struggle with hard opinions. I don't think Null Zero is the best set of all time. I certainly don't think it's as bad as everyone was saying it was when the Perfect Order... People were talking about the art on the PCETB box as the reason that the set is bad. It's going to be a perfectly fine set. People like Mega Starmie. People like Meowth. And if it's a set that... The booster boxes might not be $450. But guess how many booster boxes are $450 from 2025? Destined Rivals. Well, that's a little bit of a different ball game, don't you think? So I'll say it. I'll say I was wrong. I underestimated a Pokemon release. I wish I had more. I wish I had had more Null Zero through the first weekend. Even if I had some left over and I had to drop the price on it. That's a mistake that I made. And it's not a hard lesson that I learned or anything like that. But what I will say is, you think you know, but you don't. People thinking that this 151 drop from Target was real. Did anyone score last night? Target 360 members, sound off in the chat. We're going to talk more about that later. For now, I want to get into the questions that you guys have. I'm interested to see... I know some of the feedback already on Null Zero from you guys, so if you guys have any questions, now is the time. Put them in the chat. I'm going to scroll back up to the top of chat and read back down through everything that you guys said. I do answer any and all questions here. So we will have some off-the-cuff questions that are not specifically Pokemon related. That's fine. If you guys want to know anything, please ask. Happy to get into whatever it is that you guys are talking about. I'll shout it out right now. Actually, I'm going to post this in the chat. We had some great discussions in the Discord today. I think it'd be a good idea to join the Discord and hang out in there. You just learn a lot of information hanging out with other people who are interested in Pokemon, and honestly, like, I think it's pretty easy to find yourself segmented into a lot of groupthink when you live your life normally. I will say specifically that if you have the same friend group, if you know the same people, if you have kids and your friends are only people who have kids and you guys live in the same area and you have the same mentality, joining diverse groups like our Discord, where people are coming from all across the country, they have different backgrounds, but they're all joined by the same concept of liking Pokemon and enjoying discussing collecting, business, their opinions on all stuff related to the hobby. I think that it is very important to get differing opinions. I know that I am in some business-related Discords where it's conversations specific around business, and you still get crossover into some of the other stuff, but it's nice to hear from people who I wouldn't normally talk to, even if I'm not engaging, right? It is good to sit back and listen, because you just never know what nuggets you're going to pick up on, and we had some good conversations today in the Discord. So I'm going to leave it with that. Let's get to some of the questions here. New Variable says, what Skarmory card is your favorite Skarmory card? It's, what, Neo Genesis? Whatever one I gave you that had the hole punch in it, New Variable. Quispy Queen or Dunkin' Darks? We got a lot of donut-related nicknames for the community, I guess. Would you rather fight 100 chicken-sized horses or one horse-sized chicken? Right now, 100 is so many. I feel like chicken-sized horses couldn't really do as much to me as a horse-sized chicken. That would be... A horse-sized chicken is like a velociraptor, essentially. So, the horses. Chicken-sized horses. Quiz or Josie? No comment. State of the Mon Galaxy, what's going on? Dusty says, what is this, witchcraft? I do not have the answer. How was the glizzy? Yes. I got a lot of people that commented glizzy because I posted the Costco hot dog I was eating about 2 hours ago. Jack Ravens. What's going on, everybody? Quist asked a question and then immediately hit me with the question marks. Okay, here we go. So what's your villain origin story? What's your village in story? I like pie. For starting Zorner cards, like what happened to make you go, yep, I'm ripping packs for the internet now? So, very briefly, because I have made some videos about this, maybe. As always, got to get better about making the videos. That being said, the baseline of this, like this is like the real abbreviated version, is in 2024, I spent a lot of time doing peer-to-peer fantasy sports, like fantasy NFL, and I made a good chunk of change doing that. At the end of the year in 2024, I had a lot of like fun money because I sunk basically an entire NFL season into like learning these underdog draft games, and I had really scratched the itch for like something that was both entertainment and a hobby and profitable, and I wanted to roll that over at the end of 2024 into something that was productive in 2025. And I got 2 videos in the same day on TikTok. The first one was a PokeNE video that he had posted probably right around the time that Prismatic came out, and it's a classic Brian video. He's in his basement surrounded by his stacks of cases, and I don't know, he's probably got like a tank top on and a beanie, even though it's January. And we was showing off the guns to flex or whatever he was doing. It was my very first video ever seeing PokeNE, and it was also my first Pokemon video that I had watched all the way through in a long time. And it was on TikTok, but it was a 30-minute video of him talking about the ebbs and flows of the Pokemon market. How right now everyone's so hype about Prismatic, but give it 2 years and nobody's going to care about Pokemon anymore. And I was meal prepping or doing dishes or something. I remember having it on in the kitchen. I just sat and watched and listened for 30 minutes. And I had no Pokemon knowledge of like the last 3 or 4 years since the panorama of listening to any of this. And I just was like riveted. And so I watched the whole video. Obviously then the algorithm's like, this dude's addicted to Pokemon now. And they fed me a second video, which was a Coop Collects video. If you guys know Coop, famous Coop, most famous person in Pokemon right now. And he was giving some guy wanted a Sandshrew, and he had like the top's chrome, but it wasn't the chrome, it was just the top Sandshrew or whatever it was. And it was a cute little short, and I showed it to my wife that night, and then my feed was just blown up. I got obliterated by Pokemon stuff. I watched every video that like PokeAny had in his how to build an online Pokemon business, and I just went full bore. Like January, I had already bought a Prismatic Evolutions booster box, ETB. I bought an ETB of Prismatic and some Surging Sparks packs. I caught a restock in like end of January, which I didn't even know that was a thing. Like I literally was at Target and the lady was like there and I just happened to look and she was like, take whatever you want, like leave me alone. And I was like, I don't know what I was supposed to take. And she was like, people like this one. I was like, okay. And opened it with the wife and then it was just like, oh, I'm in. Like, there's ways to figure out expected value. There's ways to determine markets. If you guys were in the Discord at all today, I talked a lot about economics. It scratches every itch for me, man. And so I did the whole thing. I made the website the way that PokeAny says it, or that Brian says to do it. I made an Instagram. I made TikTok. I made everything with all my handles. Turned the website on. And went about a week with 0 people purchasing from my website, even though I had bought from a supplier in Japan. And at that point, I was like, oh, nobody knows who I am or cares or would ever find ZornerCards.com on their own. I need to do what I know I can do. I've done it in the past. I've been on live streams. I've live streamed myself. I've been a guest on other kinds of live stream shows on the internet. I need to get live and talk to people and show them that I'm a real human being trying to start a business and blah, blah, blah. And that's what I did. So I started streaming on TikTok, and then I was dual streaming to TikTok and YouTube. Just, hey, I'm Mike. I have boxes. Buy from my shop. Here's my link, whatever. And then people would show up and say, hey, I'm going to buy some packs of Crimson Haze. Will you rip it for me and send it to me? I was like, oh, sure. And then it kind of just developed into like, oh, people just want to hang out and have me rip their packs live. It's not like I created Rip and Ship. I knew that it was a thing, but it was never the plan. And it still isn't the long-term plan. Like, this is why, like, if you guys have been here for a long time, like, you know, I don't sit here and go, I'm a Rip and Shipper. This is what I do. I rip and ship. I am very much I want to run an online Pokemon business. And whatever that looks like, right? I want to operate as Zorner Cards. That's the thing, right? So, like, buy from Zorner Cards, whether it's me live, whether it's sealed, whether it's my eBay shop with singles, whether it's me grading cards and selling them wholesale to one person. Like, I want to operate at a high level in the Pokemon space. Not the collectible space to the extent where it's like, oh, I'm going to do a little bit of everything. But I want to do what makes sense for me in the moment of what, I have as options in front of me. And that's what Rip and Ship was. I had the time. Now we're really long into the story here, but the end of the origin story is live streamed for like 2 or 3 months. Barely anybody watching. 4 to 5 viewers at a time on TikTok. Just doing it because it was something to do that was fun. And like, you got to grind through those first few months to really get there. And especially if you don't have a following when you start. And went on my honeymoon. Came back. First trimester for Mrs. Zorner, she was incredibly sick, laid up in bed, sleeping, nauseous. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't go anywhere or tell anyone. So what's a good excuse? Oh, Mike's got a stream. Mike started this Pokemon business thing, so he's got a stream, so we can't go anywhere. So I did. I streamed. I streamed a lot. A lot. And that was the deal. I streamed a lot. July, August, September. June, July, August, September, I streamed a lot. And still never got back to the point of offline sales being really more than 10% of my total business. I had to be live in order to make money. And as you guys know, that's something that I actively have to work now to make not the only way that I am able to create sales volume. You guys know that. But I also know that a lot of you guys are live stream Rip and Ship consumers and that you'd rather buy from me while I'm live than have me ship you sealed. Sometimes that's just the way that works. Sometimes that's the customer base that you build when you build your business as a Rip and Ship, which is where we're at today. that's a big long, obviously I can go forever on a whole bunch of stuff, but I know that I'm going to be 20 minutes behind chat the rest of the time. If you have any other specific questions to that quiz, feel free. Anybody else there too. What are we talking about? Hello, Renato's in the house. Galaxy says, what's your plans for building up your sealed shop this year? So first off, this will probably be next Monday's topic, or I'm going to have to make a video on it. But I want to reiterate it here for everyone that is in the moment in this channel right now. And I'm doing a good job. I'm not looking at view count because that doesn't technically matter. But for anyone that's watching this back or anything, this next weekend is expected to be my last weekend of live streaming until after the recovery period from the birth of our daughter, right? Mrs. Zorner and I are expecting our first on February 9th. There's about a week lead-up period where I think it is better for the business and for the personal life if I am not live streaming, because that is hours away from getting final preparations for the house, making sure that we're spending the time together that we need to, as well as like decompressing from the extreme volume of work that I put in over the last 6 to 7 months. Taking that week off before the due date specifically allows me to transition my website from a live stream rip and ship main operation to a sealed normal ship, whatever you want to call it, a normal sealed website, sealed shop, building it to a point where once I'm ready to put everything back online, everything is discounted because I'm shipping it sealed. Right now, everything I have is priced in with free shipping. It's priced in with the fact that it's live streamed. It's priced in with the fact that there's extra materials and time that go into packing orders. For example, look, here's Kayla's order, but Kayla also has all these. And you may be like, yeah, you put some cards in a bag, you tape something to a thing. It all takes seconds, it all takes minutes, and then when you have 60 packages that end up, it's the 7 hours so far that I've put in packing today. It's the 5 hours that I'll put in packing the rest of the day. It's the 3 hours that I'll put in tomorrow. And then everything goes out, and then it's a new week and it starts all over again. With the sealed consignment, or sealed consignments, with the sealed selling, it is a booster bundle. And I put it in a box, and I slap a label on it, and I go. And the amount of time that that takes versus the amount of time that it takes for me to turn on the camera and sit here and rip the packs live and then repack everything so that it's nice and organized and well protected and then I can send it off. Those kind of a thing, there's reasons that things cost what they cost, the immediacy of it, etc. So, when the baby is here and when I'm in a position to then be able to start fulfilling orders without having to go live, because I won't be able to a certain extent, right? The plan is have sealed. These things above me on the website. These things here on the website. Selling sealed boxes. Selling loose packs if you guys want them. Selling all kinds of different things that I have that I've collected that I'm now looking at and being like, these are not things that I'm collecting. These are inventory pieces. A really good example of this is an Astral Radiance Elite Trainer box from the Pokemon Center, or not Pokemon Center, just normal Elite Trainer box. What about this one here? Just picked this up today. Paldean Fates Pokemon Center ETB. That's something that's going to be on my website, but that's a one-off. I have one of those. I just bought it from someone today in a collection buyout, and instead of just throwing it into the void on eBay, you guys know that I'm going to be offline. I'm going to list some of this stuff because there may be somebody out there who wants a Paldean Fates PCTB that's part of like my community, my buyers at large, right? If you're on my email list, if you're in the Discord, like those are the people I'm going to be supplying those things to, and I can give you a better price through my website than I can if I were to just post on eBay where I have to charge a higher price because there's higher fees, etc., etc. I'm not going to be online, and so it's like a weird way of saying it, but like, if you guys have an amount that you're used to spending on the live streams, I stream 3 times a week. If you show up to one stream a week and you spend $100, but I'm no longer streaming, maybe you're going to buy a $100 box of something from me sealed and you'll get it in a few days as opposed to waiting until Tuesday shipping and then the couple days after that. You may not know what's in it right when you purchase it, but if I'm able to offer the sealed side of things without having to do the live stream side of things, it's a better balance for me in the short term with a newborn inside of the house. What does that mean in the long run? Well, it's a lot of Japanese product, and it's a lot of Chinese product where I can infinitely resupply those things at wholesale pricing versus me just going on eBay and buying, oh, hey, here's a Crown Zenith booster bundle for $180. I'll buy that, and then I'll just sell it for $200 on my website and make 15 bucks. Like, that's not really like a value add versus the importing side of the operation is a value add, right? Like, money is made by businesses when they provide a service for somebody at a price that makes sense for that person. I don't think I'm providing a service if I'm just going on eBay and buying something and then marking it up $10 so I can make $10 and you can buy it from me. This is why a lot of the times people want me to buy some vintage Japanese booster boxes, and I'm like, you might as well just buy it yourself on eBay because I'm not going to be able to get you a better deal than what's already out there on eBay. And there's a lot of things like that where I can provide good, beneficial prices to everybody because I'm importing wholesale. So that's the plan there. As far as like, what does it look like a month from now? What if I sell everything that I have, English-wise? I don't know. I honestly don't know what it looks like 2 weeks from today. That's kind of exciting. That part is kind of nerve-wracking. But I don't know. I'm making this all up as I go along anyway. It's not like there's a playbook. For me, there's a playbook. You could go watch Pokeanese videos on how to start a online Pokemon card shop. That's his playbook for him that he followed that he would recommend for you. My playbook might be a little bit different if I were to make one from scratch. But my playbook for me changes the second that our daughter is born. And I don't know what it looks like the day after that. I was kidding around on the streams last weekend. You may never see me again. I might not make another YouTube video ever again. I may see this baby and be like, bro, this baby's not growing up in the modern era. We're going to go live in the woods of Oregon, and I'm going to chop wood, and we're going to hunt, and I'm never going to talk to another human being ever again. Or I may see this baby and be like, this baby is going to be a cyborg in the future, and I need to integrate this baby with AI starting today. Those are the two extremes. I think I'm probably going to fall somewhere in the middle, and you guys will see me and baby on a live stream in the future. But I think you guys know the expectation that I'm setting down there. New Variable is claiming that it is the power of the Skarmory. Chaos says it's fun. Broly says send them 200 packs to me. Oh, what 200 packs? The other problem is, and just back real quick on what Galaxy asked here, if I plan on streaming still, it's not like I can just sell out of everything and not have anything. I won't be able to stream. I have this problem with Ascended Heroes. If I get all this stuff next Wednesday for the Ascended Heroes launch, but then I don't stream for another 3 weeks, I'm just going to hold these packs for 3 weeks and then like hope that the price stays the same when the ETBs come out. So there's a balancing act that I got to play where it's like, I just bought like 600 packs of Paldean Fates. Is that a good investment for the next month if I don't stream again and I don't sell a single pack of Paldean Fates? Probably. All these 151 booster bundles that I have, all these loose packs of 151 that I have, those are probably safe. They'll probably stay the same price. But why did I sell Journey Together at MSRP over the last 3 weeks? Well, because it's still going to be MSRP a month from now. So I could just get it again. And I got offered Journey Together at a price disgusting. I was blown away when under $3 a pack for Journey Together sealed booster bundle case today. I got offered. And I was like, yeah. And the guy was like, oh, I actually didn't get it. I was like, why did you offer it to me and get me all excited about it? You guys want to talk about MSRP? Wait until you hear what it's going to look like when sets go sub MSRP and it's not even close. Reminder, Crown Zenith was under $4 a pack a year ago. It's like $17 a pack now. So anyway, Broly's in the chat. Broly wants to buy my packs. Interesting. That's something I haven't thought about yet, is if I need to wholesale any packs out to somebody, but maybe just for cash flow reasons. Okay, I have to catch up to chat. Scrolling back up. Reminder, okay, good. I closed out of my super chats for a second, but if you guys do a super chat or anything like that, I will happily answer your question as soon as it comes in. If you guys don't want to be waiting around for me to catch up. Broly says, DR's in a league of its own. Pokemon hype and flooded market. Is it flooded? Like, are we late? Are we early? Broly sold all. Yeah, but Broly, sell everything always. Sell everything always. See, Broly says there's a drop. We must be talking about 151. Come on, Target 360 members, where you at? Broly says, I have a question. What are we doing at Card Party? I'm hunting, bro. I'm gonna find them gradables. I'm gonna shake some hands. I'm gonna have some late night conversations in the hotel lobby where you learn all the fun things there are to learn about people who have been doing Pokemon business for 10, 15 years. I'm gonna take long walks on the beach. We're doing it all, Broly. Amazon keeps dropping 151 bundles, $29.99. Can't beat the bots, though. But how many? And is it actually Amazon? Sometimes that stuff is meant to be botted. Because they catch the bots buying prices that are not $29.99. Oreo says that sounded targeted. I don't know what we're saying. Are you down to do a collab with another streamer? Ooh, rough. I'm still a little gun shy on some of this stuff. I think there was like a period of time where I was very much like I want to branch, make connections, and then there was a lot of that became a bit more of stay in my own lane, do my own thing. My community is me. I am my community. I also think it's kind of tough to a certain extent with the realm that I play in for being a live stream rip and shipper, right? I am not a 100,000 sub YouTube account where I have to limit the amount that I can sell in a night because otherwise I'd be ripping for 24 hours straight. I am a in the moment open queue kind of a live streamer. So it makes like those combined events a little bit harder. But I have to start looking for ways to expand out the business. One thing that I didn't mention when I was saying, being able to sell offline, sell on eBay, sell bulk deals to certain people. Some of that is, and I mentioned this in the past, but like scaling with affiliate deals. We joke about it all the time. We use TCG Player for our pack battles because Collector doesn't sponsor me. So Collector, if you're watching this, Mike at ZornerCards.com, let's have a conversation. We could be using your app to price our pack battles. That kind of stuff. That's why we're working with Galaxy on so much stuff. Use code Zorner at GalaxyGrails.io. Special announcements coming up for that as well later this week, where I'm going to have some exclusive access to maybe my own private lot that we're going to be able to live stream, and it's just us. We're watching it live, and we're interacting with it with my lot. But that's something that's tied to me, right? Like, it's not like I'm pulling up power packs and then just showing power packs and I'm ripping it, but we're all ripping on Galaxy together, and that's the point of the live experience. So if you guys haven't seen this, like Fanatics, not to be out here advertising a whole bunch of other businesses, but Fanatics, they do their instant rips, and you can go on Fanatics, and the same way that you sit at home and watch Galaxy Grails open a thing, or you watch yourself open a pack on Galaxy Grails, on Fanatics, the app, you have to go on there and you buy the instant rip from a streamer. They open the pack live on the stream. The screen pops up and they open the pack, but you watch it, everyone on that same screen together. And they do that like in the middle of rips, right? That could be something that they do tied to the actual live stream rip and ship kind of stuff For me, I could do it either way. So some of those collabs, like with another streamer specifically, Josie, maybe you want to clarify a little bit more on this. But as a broad question, collab with another streamer, to me, collab with other businesses. I think one thing that I can, if I only have 2 hours a day to sit in front of a camera every day, when the baby gets here, maybe some of that is not just being live to rip and shit, but it is being live to do Q&As like this. This is certainly going to be part of it. But also maybe it's going on somebody's podcast, having a conversation about my experience, learning from somebody else live in the moment, doing pre-recorded content. This is something that I struggle with all the time, guys. McWizard has done a great job of editing the content that I give him, but the content that I give him comes from the fact that I spend 30 hours a week live on stream. And if I'm only able to give him that content because I can't spend 10 more hours doing other videos, then that's all that I have to provide McWizard to do the editing for me. So if I was streaming for only 10 to 15 hours a week, but I was able to do 10 hours of writing scripts and recording content and doing other live streams like this to then turn that into content, you know, those are things that can exist. And a lot of the times it does, you know, it falls into the category of like, do I want to film the same video every single day and just put out a different version of the same video where I'm talking about the exact same thing, but maybe it's a different set that I'm discussing or whatever it is and putting that out every day? Maybe, but I don't even have the bandwidth to think about doing that right now to the same extent that I would if I was not live as much as I am. And so like, back to Quist's original question about the genesis of Zorner cards, the concept was never that I was going to be streaming for 30 to 40 hours a week and packing for 10 to 15 hours a week and sourcing for 10 to 15 hours a week. That was never the original thought process of this. It works really well, but if I was spending 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week making YouTube content that is infinitely rewatchable or infinitely viral compared to a live stream, there's not a lot of views that I get on the live streams once they've ended. Nobody's clicking on a 10-hour live stream of mine after it's ended. If you are, you already watch my streams anyway, and you just happen to miss yesterday's stream or whatever it is, right? So in that scenario, if I was, instead of streaming for 30 hours a week, making 30 hours of YouTube content a week or working on YouTube content for 30 hours a week, how does that play out? But that's a whole lot of answer for one question about, are you down to collab stream with another streamer? Yes, to the extent that it would depend on what that means. So there you go. Quiz said, I'm Mike, buy for my box. I probably said that. I probably meant to say buy for my store. Who would have guessed? We're naming people. Okay. Lucky James says, you want to run an LLC that could work long. I'm assuming we mean LGS here, Lucky James. I've said it before, I do not want to own a retail location. That's just me. Consistency. Get you business license. I am a full-fledged business. Straight up. Josh has his mom's owner collecting cards too. Okay, we gotta clarify this. My mom's name in the YouTube chat is Mama Z. I think I'm gonna have to have her change that because she's gonna be a grandma, and then so Mrs. Zorner is gonna become Mama Zorner. That's a whole conundrum for me the way that we're wording this right now. But she does, and frankly, you guys are like, oh, how do you not rip all the stuff that you have in there? She's the one I gotta worry about, bro. We opened some MetaZoo and she's like, can we do some more? I'm like, all right. What's her favorite Pokemon? She likes Mousehold. She really likes Gloom. Yeah. Ship that ETB for the retail. I don't know what that means. Josie said chat went down and then said, never mind, we're good. So that's helpful. Jack is talking about the operations. Yeah, Jack, I do everything on my own. The only thing I don't do, McWizard, the moderator, McWizard will sometimes help me pack. But shout out again, McWizard, full-time employee for somebody else now. Good for him. He is doing the stuff, if that makes sense. for the editing. But he does come in and help me pack every once in a while, but I pack on Mondays, and now Mondays is a day that he has to work. So I do everything, and I can't, I mean, like, it's all right here. All the supplies, they're all right here with me in this room, in this one office, in this 10 by 10 office. I run the whole thing out of here. That's the deal. Galaxy says, if your sealed shop blew up, at what point would you hire a shipper? Takes a ton of time. Marketing sealed is another ballgame too, as I'm sure you know. Again, like back to the original problem that I had when I started was I made a website. I had all the Instagram. I had 1,000 followers on TikTok within like a week because I was making 7 videos a day. And that didn't matter. Who's going to buy from me? And it's good that, I mean, people, it wouldn't have been bad if people bought from me, but I don't blame people for not buying from me. I had like 3 or 4 things on my website. I had no prior experience of like vouching or reviews, or like my Instagram was 2 weeks old. Like all of these reasons that now I'm like, of course nobody bought from me. But then I was like, hey, I did the thing that I was supposed to do. Like I have the same prices as everybody else. Like surely people will just buy from me because they find my stuff. You know, the marketing is its own thing. And I think that like, to a certain extent, I'm not like, ooh, I hope I'm selling 150 booster boxes of Japanese product a day. Like, I think Pokeani's thing to sell 1 million, he was talking about this yesterday. Whatever the numbers are, it's like you gotta sell like $1,600 a day to make $100,000 of profit a year. Something like that. Whatever the number ended up being, you gotta sell a lot of boxes. Every day. I'm talking about how I sold 48 boxes Friday and Saturday night of Null Zero, but I was live for like 20 hours to sell those 48 boxes. Brian said he sold like 350 boxes, and he's been around for however many years, and he doesn't pack anything for himself. You know, he's got people that ship for him. He's got operations people now. And he sold 350 boxes with his first wave orders. And he didn't have to do 20 hours worth of work once he got them to sell them. It won't even take 20 hours to pack those 350 boxes that he's selling. But I had to put 20 hours in to sell those, and then I also have to put more hours in to pack them and then ship them. There's obviously like long-term scales related to all this kind of stuff, but yes, if my sealed shop blew up, the main thing is like, this is very frank, Mrs. Zorner has 3 months of maternity leave. But after that, she goes back to work from 9 to 5, really 8 to 5, and I am the primary caretaker of the household. Like I am stay-at-home Zorn. So, am I going to be like, oh, baby just went down for a nap. Now I can go live stream for an hour and a half in the middle of the day and hope some people show up and buy some stuff. But the baby just woke up, so now I got to end the stream and I got to go. Like, I'll be here. Baby takes a nap. I can pack orders for an hour and a half. That part kind of works. But it doesn't work to the same extent as like, if I'm all of a sudden doing $1 million of sales of only sealed product, right? Like you gotta keep that in mind. I was on pace last year from June to December to do $1 million in a calendar year. I would have been on pace for that, at least $1 million. Probably would have ended up at like 1.1 or 1.2. But that's spending 30 hours a week sitting in front of the camera, 30 hours minimum. And that just won't exist to the same extent, right? So, would I hire someone? Honestly, no. I would have to hire someone to watch my baby. I would have to have my mom come and help me take care of the baby during the day. And do some packing if I needed to, or do some marketing or whatever business stuff that I have to. And that'll continue to change. This is why I say, 2 weeks from now, I don't know what my life looks like. Adapt or die. Hold fast. Has anyone watched Master Commander since I recommended it when we were talking about it? We're talking about Target. Did Target have anything going on? Hyolith in the house. Vaughn's in the house. If you could completely erase one set to make it never exist, what set would you choose? Make it never exist. This is like my most hated set. This is a weird question that I've never thought about before. It's a very good question because I've never thought about it before, so I don't have a good answer. It's weird because it implies that there's a set that I'm like, I wish this set didn't exist at all. But the reason that I wish a set didn't exist would be for something so dumb like the fact that the packs are hard to open. Does that make sense? Like Black Bolt and White Flare Japanese packs are so easy to open. Opening Null Zero, my thumb literally is sore from opening those packs this weekend because the way that they're sealed shut from the manufacturing is like brutal to like actually rip 30 times per box. A set that and then this is the other problem. My brain immediately goes to base set 2 because why did they make base set 2? They should have just made more base set, or they should have just made more legendary collection so that we would still have legendary collection that we could get today. And but the problem is base set 2 has a Mewtwo pack art that I have for my personal collection, and now I'm not sure. So I don't know, Oreo. I'm going to be mean, and I'm going to say V-Star Universe. How's that? Is that the answer you wanted to hear? Vaughn says your storefront is hosted by Shopify. It is not. For now. I am almost caught up to chat, guys, so I will keep ranting. I did not think I was going to catch up to chat this quick, because I know I was talking for a long time there. So I'm almost caught up. So if you guys have questions, throw them in the chat, because I want to make sure if you guys are asking questions, I am giving you the answers before I just close up stream and get out of here. Dark says the Carmine Hunt is over, just traded for a PSA 10. That's good. I didn't want to have to buy any more Twilight Masquerade for you, Darks. Happy to hear you got a PSA 10. Did you get an English or a Japanese, though? Jack Bolton, new name in the chat. How you doing, Jack? Hi, I've been collecting for a little bit, looking into potentially vending my local shows and selling some cards myself. Do you have any tips on sourcing inventory? I'm in the UK. So I don't know, like, the truth is, in Pokemon, and I see I have a distro access here, question that we'll get to next, but in Pokemon, in the current market, distro access is not nearly as valuable as having good connections with people who have good sourcing opportunities in the first place. So I don't have distro access for English. I cannot go on a distributor's website and buy wholesale pricing for English at all. At all. I am in a few wholesale groups where I pay monthly to have access to price of product that is slightly above wholesale, maybe slightly above MSRP, but low enough below retail, or not retail, low enough below market price that I'm able to make a margin by buying wholesale pricing from a wholesale group. But the reality is, knowing people who do big collection buyouts and piecemeal them in smaller amounts to you is a big benefit. I know a lot of people locally who buy out 5-figure collections weekly and then piecemeal them and make a little bit of margin by doing that. So instead of buying myself a 5-figure collection every week, I can buy the sealed boxes that somebody else buys, and they're buying a $15,000 collection for 70%, 75%, and then they're selling the sealed product to me at 85%. I'm selling it on the streams through my website at 100 or 105% of market, and the person who did the original buyout is just keeping the cards. And they're selling the cards they don't want, they're keeping the cards they do want, and building their collection out that way. There's also a lot of local vendors that I know who take in sealed product as part of trades at shows, but then they don't want to bring that sealed product home. They don't want to take that sealed product to other shows. They'll look to sell it to somebody like me, where I don't care if I have to have literally 9 Costco shelves in my office and I'm just surrounded by shiny cardboard boxes, not actual cardboard. I don't care that I'm surrounded by the shrink wrap cardboard all day in here, and I'll keep it in here until I sell it or open it and sell the individual packs. So for someone like you, Jack, I say this to everyone, but like, just go to card shows. Like, if you want to vend, go to a card show and talk to the vendors there about their experience. Vendors, like, for the most part, are not like competitive to the point where they're like, I don't like this other vendor, or this other vendor over here is competition against me. Like, everyone's doing the same thing, and it's almost better when there's more vendors, because then there's more diversity, which attracts a bigger crowd. Like, it's a rising tide that raises all ships in Pokemon. I think really in most business. So even if your margins get a little tighter, you then look at your total volume of sales when there's a boom like there is right now, right? Like, I don't have distribution access, so I don't get wholesale pricing, but my margins would not be where they're at, and my volume would not be where it's at if it wasn't for the fact that there's so many eyeballs on Pokemon right now in the first place. And we're still not even at... I watched Dan Catch 'em All Collectibles on a Nostalgianomics stream. I think it was from last Friday. They did a live stream on Nostalgianomics channel. And they were looking at the Google search terms from 2014 to like now for Pokemon and Pokemon cards. The spikes in 2016 when Pokemon Go came out are disgusting compared to... Even if you think that the vintage boom during the Panorama was big, the amount of people that got into Pokemon... in 2016, when Pokemon Go first came out, is insane. The Google search terms are ludicrous. And guess what the 10-year anniversary of Pokemon Go is? Coincides with the 30th anniversary of Pokemon? That's crazy. So Vaughn says, if distro access became available to you, how much would it change your business strategy? So there's two things with this. One... I'm going to take it in this direction. In the modern era, if I got distribution access, and Galaxy will tell you this if he's still in the chat, 0. If I got distribution access tomorrow, 0. It would change nothing because I wouldn't get allocated anything because I have no spend with a distributor. I would have nothing. Like, I would literally not get allocated any product. I know people who have got distribution in the last 6 months, last year. They're getting 0 packs of Ascended Heroes on release. 0! And they'd be willing to buy. And they'd be willing to buy above MSRP, let alone at distribution wholesale pricing. So in the modern era, how would it change? 0. Except for the fact that I would have it, and I would be so stoked to have it. Because it really does feel like the Golden Goose. And it's like a badge of honor. More so than the Golden Goose thing, because it's not the Golden Goose right now, and it might not be ever again, because there's not enough product. But... it's also like a badge of honor to be like, no, I am a legitimate business that Pokemon licenses they sell their licensed product to me through distribution. Like, that to me is... like, then I'm not telling people like, oh yeah, I buy from people who probably are standing outside of vending machines. Which I don't, because they don't get anything. But that's what people think, right? There's just a little bit to it. If I get distribution, this is the other side of that coin. Say I get distribution a year from now. Either, on one side of the spectrum, I am huge. The streams have blown up. The videos have blown up. The store has blown up. People like the name Zorner for whatever reason, and I go viral. And then the distribution is like, bro, we gotta get you on. You have to be buying from us, dude. You gotta. Very unlikely. More likely... Pokemon is no longer booming a year from now if I get distribution. Pokemon's no longer booming. A lot of local card shops went out of business. A lot of rip and shippers no longer selling Pokemon because One Piece is the big deal or cards are done. That's a year from now. 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, if I get distribution access, it's probably because Millennium Print Group with that new facility is printing so much that the distributors need more clients because even though everything's selling out as fast as possible, they still have a surplus of supply that they want to be pushing out to as many businesses as possible to kind of spread that risk that they don't have one big business blow up and then they have to go find a whole bunch of new businesses to sell to. Less likely that I get distribution because of something like that, but if it's 3 to 4 years from now before I get distribution, it's almost assuredly because there's a new print facility for Pokemon and they have to sell to more individual businesses through distribution. That's a good question, Vaughn, though. I probably will go back through and answer a whole bunch of these questions as individual videos. Just a note for you guys, like, my plan is I'm not able to do 30 hours of live streaming, but I am able to sit in front of a camera and talk for 20 minutes and then turn it into a video and put it out. So, you guys always help with these questions. Kaden says I get rid of battle partners. Nice, Starks. Good, good, good. Someone to send babies. Okay, Chaos, this is a great question, and I really am appreciative. Like, I've gotten DMs, text messages, emails. When we first announced it to the stream, I leaked the registry to one of my moderators, and I said, I am not going to post this publicly. I'm not going to talk about it publicly, but if you will send it to anybody that bugs me about it and talk to people about it that you think are interested in it, thank you, but I'm not going to post about it publicly. And we went through this with the 2 weeks ago live stream. Like, I'm not taking paternity leave. There's no GoFundMe to fund me taking 2 weeks off to be at home. Like, that's not what it is. I am not a person that is here to ask for charity. I want you guys to get the dollar amount return on entertainment or on value of your cards or experience or buying the sealed box, whatever it is that you would expect to get from a business. I am not a person that is hopefully ever in a position where I have to be asking for handouts from a community of people that I would say genuinely are my supporters first and foremost, that I do not want to lean on you without giving you a return in that regard. And the reason I mention all of that is we have nothing on our registry anymore. So I'm not giving anyone the registry. Like, people have asked me for it in the last week or so. We got crushed by you guys. Like, we got spoiled. The baby is going to want for nothing when it comes to what we thought the baby might want for and put on the registry. And so much of that came from people in this community, which is just, like, ridiculous to me that, like, I have to explain to my parents that, yeah, no, grandma can't buy anything from the registry. My great aunt, my aunt can't buy anything from the registry because my Pokemon community bought it out. Like, so, that being said, the number one thing you can do if you guys want to support the baby, we don't need any more socks. We don't need any more onesies or diapers. We have everything that we need as far as, like, equipment goes. The number one thing you can do is support the business in the same way that you guys have been, regardless of whether I was having a kid or not. And maybe it's a little more. Maybe that means you're like, hey, we know Mike's going to be offline for the next 3 weeks. Because of that, we're going to buy some sealed product that he can sell to, send to us in the mail, and we'll open it at home. We'll take on that burden of opening the packs ourselves, like Alberto would say. If you buy the same amount, if you buy more, if you buy less, it's all gravy. Like, you guys have been so helpful, and, like, realistically, like, the no paternity leave thing is a joke because I quit my job to do this, so I brought it on myself, but also my job didn't have any paternity leave either. So, but the fact that I still was able to quit my job, like, it's all crazy. So yeah, I don't know. If I have a price and you're like, I could just go on this website and buy it from this person, or I could go on Zorner's website and buy it for the same price, or maybe his price is a little bit higher, and that's what takes you over the edge on supporting my family, I am extremely appreciative of that. But as far as, like, buying anything specifically for the baby, that's not something that I'm asking for specifically. That's not something that is even on the table for us anymore. So because of that, I just want to say, like, thank you guys for the support up until this point, because it's incredible that I'm in a position to say, well, we don't need anything. I just need to keep growing the business so that I can put, food on the table, so that I can pay the rent, so that I can do that. And I'm not going to say, hey, just give me money so that I can take that money and turn it into a mortgage payment. Give me money for a booster bundle of Journey Together so that I can turn it into 5% more Journey Together booster bundles. And you get a booster bundle of Journey Together. I want to keep growing the business. That's where I'm at. Or it says, man, it's so many sets to choose from, he takes out my favorite. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think the recent sets have been too good to be bad, even if they suck, you know. Yeah, new set, best set. Like, you know, print quality's gotten better over the last year. Et cetera, man. Yeah. Pokemon, listen, in a lot of ways, in Ascended Heroes, what are they doing? They have no clue what they're doing. In a lot of ways, I think they know what they're doing. Caden, of course, trying to claim that it's Sun and Moon that brought everyone back to the hobby in 2016. Ryder says my local hobby shop gets one box if they're lucky. Yeah. And then they're sold out, and that, like, doesn't help them. It's crazy. Junior says Pikachu question mark. True. Yes. Hylith at the age-old One Piece question. So we've opened some Japanese One Piece on the streams. I will be able to get Japanese One Piece sealed, and I might start carrying it. But it's kind of too expensive now because English is blown up, and I don't think Japanese has the value that it did 2-3 months ago, let alone 6 months ago. But it's something I have to look into. I might place pre-orders for Japanese sets on the site, but it would just be sealed. Yeah. Speaking of the new facility, you think it will keep a high level of quality control? Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I believe it will be as state-of-the-art as possible for a United States print facility. Baby yearns for Skarmories. Please don't mail me Skarmory cards to give to the baby. Bird-related items, yes. Raven says in comparison, you're cheaper than my local store. Funny enough. Weird how that works sometimes. I have no problem with LGS's charge. LGS's should charge whatever amount they want. There's nothing worse than being a local game store, a local card shop, and being sold out of things. Just to be sold out of them. Like empty shelves inside of an LCS. Because even if you go into your local card shop and their price is like $1 more expensive per pack than mine is, they at least have stuff. If you walk in and they're sold out, like you're going to remember that to the same extent that they're just sold out of something. And then you're less likely to go there again. Like, I'm not interested in opening a physical retail location anytime soon. And that's part of the reason why. Like, I get people in my chat. Who remembers the guy that was complaining about the price of Celebrations packs that I had? Remember he said I was like 50 cents above market on Celebrations packs? I don't want to have that conversation with someone in person. I don't want a random person to walk into my shop and physically look me in the face and like verbally complain about my prices just because they were able to do that. Like, I don't want that interaction. As much as that's a small percentage, and there's the, 90% of people that would just come in and go, oh man, it's crazy how expensive Prismatic Evolutions is. Anyway, have a good day. And that would be the norm. I don't want even inside of but outside of the card world, I don't want a random human to come into my shop anyway. Don't come to my house. I don't want someone who's literally walking around to come inside and like ruin my shop. I don't want to deal with any of that. So, I don't want to deal with getting robbed because my physical location closes down at night and all they have to do is break the window and go inside and they can steal a whole bunch of slabs or whatever it is. I don't want to get robbed at my home either. Probably more so. But I don't want to be at home being like, ooh, I hope no one's breaking into my card shop right now. If I'm home and somebody's breaking in, what's up? Hank and Pete, they're up. They're always up. They're always staring out the window, waiting for somebody to even take one step towards the house. Chaos says, we will buy Sealed and keep doing live rips. Chaos, I appreciate that very much. That is a good problem to have, yes. And it's great support that, like, I said this when I started. And this goes back to what Quiz asked at the very beginning. I didn't want to be a nameless, faceless shop. I never would have succeeded as a nameless, faceless shop. I don't have the same, like, marketing ingenuity or, like, expertise or whatever. I didn't have the big bankroll to start or whatever it was to be like, I could just do this and no one will know who I am. Like, if you go on Zorner Cards, there's literally a picture of me. This is what I look like. I linked to my YouTube where I sit here and I'll talk to you guys for an hour. We're an hour and 15 minutes in. I have no script. This is me. Like, I'm here, and if you want to buy Sealed from me, great. If you want to buy on the live streams from me, great. If you don't, great. You guys want to support me as an individual because I spend my time with you as an individual? That I care for your cards and send them to you well packaged, and that I try and get you guys the best prices that I can offer, and then you attribute that to me and be like, I want to help Mike, not just in his business venture, but also like in his personal life. Like, I that's incredibly impactful. And now we're here, and it's like, help me grow my business. Help it so that 10 years from now, you guys can be like, we are here still. And we were there back when, you know, baby Zorn was 0 weeks old. And now baby Zorn is a decade old. And Josie's 70. And Dusty's 85. And Oreo still hasn't master set Destined Rivals. And it's been 10 years because Destined Rivals went to like $35 a pack. And holy cow, remember when we were there when Gem 2 came out, guys? Now we're on Gem 500. Like, you guys can make that happen in the same way that I'm trying to make that happen. And you guys are. And I'm incredibly grateful for it. And if you're going to go buy from somebody who's cheaper or somebody who's faster or somebody who's blonde, like whatever it is, like cool, like do that. But I'm incredibly grateful for all the support in whatever form it comes. That one I could talk about forever. You guys know that. We've opened streams where I'm supposed to be ripping packs with 30 minutes of me yapping about how excited I am about everything. And how grateful I am. We got some deleted messages, but I missed them, so that's a good thing. Thank you, Dusty. Thank you, mods. Let's see where we're at. I'm behind now. Oh, somebody was spamming? Hylo says I'll buy those Journey together until I pull a Salamence. Let's go. Okay, hold on. Where's my... I'm gonna clear this. Thunder says, will you open up pre-orders for Perfect Order? I don't have distribution, so I'm not going to have any Perfect Order until I have it. And it'll probably be loose packs, or it might be some booster boxes or whatever it is. So, yeah, again, I'll have to see. But I don't sell pre-orders for English. I'll make that very clear. I don't sell pre-orders for English. When sealed pre-orders become a thing for Japanese, it will specifically be because I have them on the way to me, right? Like, I don't sell anything that I do not have until I know that I'm gonna have it. So Perfect Order, like, I'm not gonna have a pre-order of a booster box of Perfect Order. Maybe the week of. and I'll pre-sell it for a stream, or I'll pre-sell it sealed. But I don't have distribution for English like that. So whenever Ninja Spinner, that's the next set coming out, right? So whenever Ninja Spinner comes out in Japanese, or like Gem Volume 4 is a really good example. I don't even have pricing on Gem Volume 4 for my supplier in China yet. I'm already seeing eBay listings go up for this stuff. It releases on February 6th. eBay pre-orders from China, they might not ship until March 30th. That's garbage. Like, if you go on eBay right now and you spend, it's like $70 or whatever for a box, that might not ship until 6 weeks after the release date. I will have pre-orders up for Gem 4 because it'll probably be right after the baby's born. I'll place an order with China for a case. I'll get 12 of them or whatever comes in. I think it's 20 boxes in a case for Gem Volume 4. As soon as I have confirmation that those have shipped to me from China, I will put a pre-order up with an estimated ship date. But, like, I'm not going to put Ninja Spinner pre-orders up right now and charge you guys money for a product that I don't know how much it's going to cost me. Like Ascended Heroes, I don't have any Ascended Heroes listed on the website, and I probably won't until I have them in hand. Marauder says, my son left the store in New York City a minute before they got robbed. Wait, really? The Pokey Court or whatever it was? Your son was there? Does he want to come on the podcast? No. Obvious joke. Someone breaks in your place, so we met with a pew-pew. Especially when the baby gets here. A lot of pew-pew going around. Poo-poo. Hank and Pete, give me the Friends of the Robber vibes. Oreo, I don't want to ever have to find out, but they will definitely bark at the robber and not do anything else. So at least that exists. All right, Josie says, how can you differentiate your business and build trust with customers to avoid relying solely on lowest price competitive selling? Josie, this is a great question, and this is something that I rail on so hard when I talk to people about this. This is so hard for me to phrase on a live stream. A lot of the times when I'm talking to people about this is people in person. And I know I've said stuff in DMs to people before, but I have like the ability to like, in person, I can contextualize and I can rant and ramble and I can backtrack on what I'm saying. But like what I'm saying right now is live and like viewed linearly for you guys. So you're going to react to it in the way that I say it. I don't want... I'll be very frank. I don't want customers who are only looking for the lowest price. If you are watching this right now, if you are buying from me because if I have the lowest price and that's the only reason you buy from me, you don't have to be my customer. I don't want to attract people who are only going to buy from me because I'm the lowest price, because I will lose out to somebody else at some other point in time. And I will be very honest with you guys. The people that you lose out to are new businesses who don't know better. You can go find someone right now. This is the God's honest truth. You can go find someone right now who has every single product that I have, and they are listed for cheaper than I am. They will not outlast me. They might outwork me in the short term. They might sell more than me. They will not outlast me as a business. There is a level of business acumen that comes with not being the lowest price option. There are businesses that are built in this industry on being at or below market price, and they make their margin on transaction fees on eBay because they have a lower rate than everybody else. There are businesses that make their money the same way Amazon does. The reason Amazon's prices are the lowest, they own the shipping company that ships Amazon stuff. It's called Amazon. Target has exclusive contracts with FedEx or UPS, Walmart, FedEx, like those big box stores that work that way, that offer free shipping. They're built that way. As an individual, I am not built to advertise that I have the lowest prices. What I am built to advertise is that I have the best price that I can possibly offer you in a way that I'm willing to offer that price. A lot of people ask me, hey, will you restock Chilling Reign? When are you going to restock Silver Tempest? I could go out right now as a rip and shipper, and I could buy on the open market Silver Tempest for, I bet I could do this. I could buy Silver Tempest for 100% of market price. Probably more than that. I bet I could go out there right now and I could buy Silver Tempest for whatever it is. It's $9 a pack right now, $10 a pack. And I could put it on my site. And I could sell it for $12 a pack. And I could make $2 just because I bought it. And sold it and ripped it live on stream. And charged $12 for it. I could charge more than market price by my margin. 20%, 18% with free shipping. The 20% there. I'm not adding value by doing that. Now, there are moments where people are like, yeah, but I'd rather have you rip my Silver Tempest live on stream because I want to pull the Lugia and I want you to make a clip out of it and I think there's value in that and I want a bunch of people to be watching it as it happens. I understand those things exist. And to a certain extent, there's a reason that I stock what I stock at the prices that I stock it for that entertainment value that exists, right? There's a tip included when you buy from me. Because otherwise you could just buy sealed for, somebody else at a cheaper price, whatever it is. I am not interested in having people go to zornercards.com and say, his prices are the lowest, I will buy. And then they go on with their day. There are times where I will have the lowest prices and people will buy from me because my price is lower than somebody else's. I don't sit in the Discord. We have a channel that's the drops discussion or the buy sell trade channel. I don't sit in those channels. I have those channels hard muted. I really do not look at the drops discussion channel at all. We have a bot in there that will ping when a website uploads stock. Oh, you can buy this from Barnes & Noble right now or from Shields or whatever, from Lowe's or whatever it is. Those pings sometimes will be higher priced than what I am, and they'll still get posted in there, and people will still react to those posts, or people will share, hey, this website is selling this pack for this much. They're selling a booster bundle of Phantasmal Flames for this much. And it's lower than market price, but it's more expensive than what I sell. And I don't sit in there and police that channel, because it's a free market in my Discord to that extent, but I want some down-ass homies. Does that make sense? From a business perspective, I really want to attract people who are here because they want to support me and they value the customer service, the care, the packaging, the responsiveness, the support, they value the 1% back that they get when they spend and make an account on zornercards.com. They value the opinions that I give, and that if me going live for 2 hours nets me $0, let's take a look. I have not clicked the ad button at all. I have it set to minimum frequency. I have 0 super chats. I am making $0 by being live for an hour and 27 minutes right now. But if you value this time that I am live enough to then say, Mike seems like a trustworthy guy, I'm going to buy from his site, even though it's 5 cents more expensive per pack than if I were to go to insert shop here. You get it. You get it. I don't know how else to say it other than, you're not going to find Josie with the $2 super chat says, I got you, Zornito. There is a difference for me in how people find my streams and why people buy from me on the streams than price. And you guys will see this. We saw it this weekend. There were a few people that came into streams and said specifically, hey, where is the coupon code? Hey, is there any more than 5% off that you can do? Hey, I see you have Paldean Fates listed at $17. Could you maybe do $16.50 instead? What's my answer? Somebody asked me, is 5% off the best you could do? What was my answer? What percent off do you want? A lot of people in chat were like, 70%, 90%? Silent with the $5 super chat says, I got you more. Thank you. Let's get a bidding war on who's got me now. Thank you, guys. Shout out to the super chatters. My answer was 0%. Now we have Oreo tip $2 super chat says, take back what you said about V-Star Universes. I take it back, although you pluralized the set name, so maybe it's not your favorite or you don't know it as well as you claim. You tell me. Thank you guys for the super chats. Certainly don't be super chatting just to one-up each other. All of this being said, how do I differentiate myself versus someone who has the lowest price? Because there's a few things. One, it's my website. Like, it's on TikTok. People used to find me because I would have the lowest price. On Prismatic Evolutions, one of my last nights streaming on TikTok, I sold like 100 packs of Prismatic because I had it marked down, and then I accidentally put a flash sale on it for an extra 5% off because I didn't know that I had marked it down before the stream. I thought I had taken it back up so I could do flash sales on it. So I was 5% lower than the lowest price on TikTok, and I sold 100 packs to people. None of those people ever bought from me ever again. Not one person who bought a $9 pack of Prismatic from me at the time ever bought another pack from my TikTok stream or my website ever again. Multiple of them came into my stream and said, I'm here because I searched Prismatic Evolutions booster packs on the TikTok shop and you had the lowest price, so that's the only reason I'm buying. And I never saw a single one of them ever again in any of my live streams, and they never placed an order on my website after buying from me through the TikTok shop because I had the lowest price there. So to that extent, if you are buying from me only because I have the lowest price, please leave that in a note when you make the purchase, so that I know that I should be adjusting my price so that I can price you out of buying from me. Because if your goal is to scalp me, that's fine. I'll take your money and you can leave and go on your way. Sometimes that's just the way that business works. I certainly am not actually upset about it. If you are buying from me because I have the lowest price, that's fine. I'm still offering it to you at a price that makes sense for my business. So you're not taking advantage of me because I'm offering it, and it's a free market and anyone can buy from me if they want to. But if your goal is to find the lowest by 5-cent pack of Pokemon cards, I am probably not the store for you. Because I'm me. I'm a guy in his office doing this. Doing this. I don't have some operation where I can sell huge volume at low margins and pay people to pack for me while I sit in the pool counting my dollar bills. Or dropping my $5 bills that I do carry around with me. So I differentiate myself by being me. And what does that mean exactly? I probably have to be making more YouTube content so more people find me. I'm going to interrupt the thought here because I do have Jack Woodford said, I looked for a long time before buying. I saw how you took care of your tribe. The tribe. And the customer service aspect, then I jumped in. It does matter. And like, I'm going to highlight this because I can see... Where is this? Oh, no, I lost it. I'm going to highlight this one real quick because I think this answers Josie's question. And we do this every once in a while, but put a 1 in my chat if you waited more than one stream to buy from me. Like, type a 1 in chat right now if you bought from me and it wasn't the first stream that you watched. Some people buy from me immediately, but I know a lot of you guys, some of my moderators didn't buy from me until they watched quite a few streams or videos or whatever it was, or they won a giveaway and they waited to see if I actually shipped the giveaway and then they bought from me. So I think this highlights it, right? Like, not a lot of you guys are West Coast, and I know they're spreading as a company and they're corporatized, so it's a little bit different now, but if you guys know, like, I am built by Dutch Bros Coffee. Like, I was a retail Dutch Bros Coffee manager through college. I ran a 24-hour location that had 70 employees. There is such a customer focus and energy focus and, like, culture focus within Dutch Bros as a coffee company. I would literally describe it as the opposite of Starbucks. Like, you go into Starbucks, it's the same as going to a library. They're playing music that puts you to sleep. Nobody is happy to be there that's working there. And then you get your coffee and it tastes different every time because they use a different blend of beans, or the barista is, you know, hitting down on the pump at a harder rate than the other barista, or, you know, the machine isn't calibrated, whatever. Dutch Bros is the opposite of that. Dutch Bros is, you know everybody's name. You know your 50 regulars that are going to show up between 7 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. Or if you work the graveyard like I did in college, between 11 p.m. and midnight, the people who are going into third shift, you know their names. You know, like, literally to have their coffee almost ready by the time they get there. Like, you see their car pull in, you know who they are. There's a reason that I know people's names multiple, like, orders before I should, right? Like, if somebody came in and ordered 75 times, I should probably know their name. But there's people that show up, and, like, now it's getting to a point where we've had a lot of first-time customers the last couple weeks, and it is hard for me. I get my wires crossed with some people, but, like, Darks is in the chat. I could tell you Dark's full legal name right now in the back of my head. I know a lot of states that a lot of you guys live in just because it's like I am absorbing who you are as a person because I'm catering to you in the moment. And some of that goes away when I'm selling sealed to some people. I have some sealed customers who have never bought live stream rips from me. They buy sealed and I don't know them as well. And I don't know as much about them. And that's fine. But like the live stream experience that I offer to people, I think is a caliber that is not the same as if you were to go on TikTok and just scroll until you found someone that had the lowest price. All of that being said, how do I differentiate myself? I have to lean into those things and showcase them in ways that I haven't been doing other than live streaming. If I'm not going to be able to live stream for 30 hours a week, how do I tell people who I am? Some of it is doing an hour and a half of live streaming like I'm doing right now, where I just sit and talk, and you don't have to see me open the packs, and maybe you don't like how I handle the cards, so you don't want to buy open packs from me, but you can at least get the experience of who I am and how this is genuinely what I'm doing. Like, sorry, if you think this is fake, if you're someone who's watching this at some point and you're like, yeah, this Mike guy, like, he doesn't care about Pokemon, like, he's putting on a front, like, whatever it is, like, I'm sorry. Hurt people. Whatever you feel in your personal life that makes you think that about me right now, good luck out there. There's no script. Like, do you know how good of a liar I would have to be 1 hour and 36 minutes into this, winging it with just being like, yeah, look, all these people, they think that sometimes it's like, I don't know. Maybe it is like psychopathic or sociopathic where I'm like, bro, how deep down the rabbit hole do you have to get on understanding who I am to then believe this? So how easy is it for me to make it believable without sitting here and ripping packs open for 10 hours, trying to put on the most entertaining show I can, trying to have the energy that you guys deserve when your packs get opened, trying to et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How am I able to apply those specific touches to people if I'm not communicating with them directly during the live streams? Because I know that's what a lot of people value, and I've built my business off of the communication through the streams. And some of that goes away if I am just selling you a sealed booster box of Japanese, white flare. And that's the end of our interaction. That's why I say, I like this stuff, dude. What I'm doing right now, I like it. Sitting here and talking with you guys, bro, I've been locked in this office for 9 hours today, and I get to spend an hour and a half yelling at a camera, and nobody is actually responding to me in my ears, and yet I know you guys are hearing me the way that I intend to be heard. So because of that, how do I extend that out to people who don't get to do this in the live stream experience? How do I provide that? If it's just making YouTube videos that people can watch whenever they want and then still have the me tied to the boxes when they get them at home and they open them. If it's being more aware of like the marketing experience of like you pull whatever pack at home and you post it on Instagram and tag me and I'm reposting your hit so that everyone can see like, hey, Quist just pulled the Surging Sparks Pikachu on his own. He tagged me on Instagram. I put it on my story. There's some connection. There's some level of like community related to that, right? There's no easy answer as to like, how do I differentiate myself besides I'm just going to keep being me. And if there's value in that, great. And if there's not, then I just have to deal with that and I have to adapt. I'm way behind. I know that now, so we'll get caught up again. But I wanted to rant on this topic specifically because like it is something that is on my mind so much right now. And like talking it out with you guys does help me because I do get a lot of feedback from you guys in that regard. And so because of that, like, I really am appreciative of Josie asking this question, and like the baseline of this is a more difficult thing for me to say. So we started with a difficult thing to say, which was me saying, if you want the lowest price, don't buy from me. Or I mean, I don't want you as a customer, whatever. That's like the aggressive, like clickbaity title of a video that I'll make at some point, right? That'll be like, if you want the lowest price, go buy from somebody else. And then I just lose a bunch of business because of that. I think in this moment, in the context, we understand it, but, you know, whatever. I'm not big enough for somebody to clip that and turn it into some, like, I don't know, end up on some drama channel of, like, YouTube streamer thinks that he's better than everyone else and should charge more money because of that. That's not what I'm saying at all, but whatever. On the back end of this, how am I going to do this? How do I differentiate myself? My answer is by being me. And a tough lesson for a lot of people out there who are like, I just want to do this. I want to do what you do. I want to do this version of what you want to do. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a thing. How do I make good content? How do I do all this other stuff? Like, the only thing that you actually have that I think is sustainable is who you are and how you want things to be. And sometimes that means you won't be a YouTuber. I feel like that sometimes. I don't like sitting and making long-form YouTube content. That's why I don't do it that much. But, like, maybe I just haven't found the right way for me to do it that is also the right way for you to then be able to watch it and enjoy it. But, like, for me, I could sit here and be live for, like, 4 hours tonight just talking, and I'd be fine. And you guys notice that in the streams, too, because I definitely do, whatever else, you know? I definitely do, when we get quiet in chat, I'm like, somebody ask me a question. I have to talk, otherwise I'm going to go insane. Galaxy says, for Japanese pack ripping, have you thought about the scissor method so you can open quicker? I don't think I've ever had somebody say they're okay with me using scissors to open their packs. I used to use I have the little blade, and I used to use this, but it's not even faster anymore. But this is a good question, and it's like business-ish related. Why I do 5-pack bundles now is for a minimum purchase requirement. If you notice, like, you can buy singles of Mega Dream, but you can't buy singles of Inferno X or singles of Null Zero. That specifically is tied to, like, a time per order thing, where it's like, I do free shipping. If everybody was just buying free shipping 1 pack at a time, all the time, like, not only would I hit economic nexus, boring tax conversation, I would hit economic nexus in a lot of areas based on transactions because people would be buying 1 pack at a time. But, like, okay, guys, it's Josie's order. Josie got 1 pack of Inferno X. Boom. Okay, wow, we ripped it. We didn't have anything. Now I gotta put it over there. All right, guys, Quiz just ordered 1 pack of Inferno X. Let me go get that and come back over here. Like, that 1 at a time for all of those, like, expands it out to an extreme extent. Japanese is tricky in that regard, right? Like, you guys can notice it in other streams you watch, but, like, sometimes packs being $2.50 is like, what does the margin actually end up being in those instances for the streamer, for the success of their business and the, like, flow of the live stream when it's just me and I have to get every order in real time? Like, some of that stuff is a little tough. And you guys will notice it too, right? Like, there's a tempo with all of this. Like, somebody orders 40 packs of Black Bolt. We're not looking at every single card the same way that we would be if somebody ordered 4 packs of Black Bolt, right? There's, like, a little bit of balancing equality that has to go along with that. Caden's backdooring booster boxes. No other rip and chipper helps me with my dang homework. Fair. Long in queue, I have seen rip quick. On this note, I don't know why I waited so long to start doing the first timers jump the queue. That's one of the best business decisions that I've made for the flow of the live streams and for, like, the customer acquisition of it all. Like, I should have been doing that in September when we were doing nights with, like, 1,000 packs in a night. I should have been letting first timers jump the queue because sometimes the queue would get 2.5 hours behind, and if you see a queue that's up here and it looks like this long on the screen, you're like, oh, this guy's too busy, I'll never buy from him. And then you just never click on my stream ever again. Melissa is concerned. Don't be concerned, Zorner. Or Zorner. Don't be concerned, Melissa. I'm just yelling. Rocket says you have failed prices, you have availability. You go to Best Buy and maybe find it. Yes, and I think, like, sometimes sometimes availability is priced in. Sometimes it is priced in. Like, my 151 packs are probably as expensive as booster bundles. Maybe, probably not. But my 151 is available. Target's 151 is not available. Dusty says you can't buy the community. We all have fun together. Trading prices elsewhere, sure, but the community... Yeah, and it's like things, but like we get to do things. Like, I find a good deal on Journey Together. I get a really good deal on Journey Together. What do? MSRP Journey Together weekend. You know? It's not about the price we pay, but the friends we made along the way, Kaden. Yeah. Josie says, I don't have friends, I have family. Josie, do you look like Vin Diesel? Chris says relatability. It's all my mods talking now. Am I relatable? How many of you have Pokemon sitting on your wall or on your, on shelving behind you like this? Is this relatable? To the same extent, how many of you guys have customer orders that are just sitting here waiting to get packed up? Is that relatable? I think I'm relatable to the extent that, like, I'm just a dude that decided to do this one day and I'm doing it. Like, I think that's relatable. Because I think there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, I found this guy, Mike. He runs this online shop, Zorner Cards. Like, look at Quiz. Quiz didn't even know that I mean, Quiz, I'm interested. Let me catch up to chat, actually. Quiz, answer me. Did you know that I had only been doing this for less than a year? Quiz has only been watching the streams for like 2 months now. A month and a half. Got into Pokemon for the first time ever, Quiz, in November. Quiz, how long, like in your headcanon of Zorner Cards, how long have I been doing this? How long have I been in Pokemon? I'm very open and honest with this. My first Pokemon product that I bought for myself after the age of 18 was Prismatic Evolutions in ATB. That's a time horizon. Yeah, Quiz says, nope, I thought you were doing this for years. So, like, when people ask me, like, oh, what do you need in order to do all this stuff? It's like, you can just kind of do it. You got to be smart. You got to do it right. You got to succeed. You got to get lucky. You got to XYZ. You got to have, I don't know what it is, bro. You got that it factor. Like, I don't know what that is either. I talk to McWizard about this all the time, and then I tell you guys that I talk to McWizard. I say all the time also. But, like, he's like, hey, bro, like, people are watching you and hanging out, like, for you. And I'm like, I don't know why, because it's me. And Chris is someone who's not, like, in the Pokemon scene at all. He's one of my moderators, but this guy, like, if I tried to give him a Pokemon card, he literally would, like, mail it back to me. And yet, he's probably like, yeah, I get why it works. And whatever it is that works, like, I can't bottle that and be like, hey, just be more like this. So I don't know. Realistic rant, this is more a human standpoint. I've never felt more welcomed by a community of people I've never met in my life. I interact with on the daily. This is a comment that I'm extremely proud of. Like, everyone take a moment and look at what Caden's saying here and, like, realize, like, I'll put this in context. I'm not gonna, like, soft dox Caden, but, like, Caden is a young individual in our community. And he's sitting here saying, like, this is a very welcoming community, and the rest of us are all old boomers where it's very hard to make friends. So, like, Caden could be out there living his life, doing his thing, and yet here he is hanging out with us right now, and he could be making friends in an era of, like, it's easier for someone young like Caden to make friends or get into a new hobby or whatever, train his brain to think differently than it does. Whereas, like, a lot of us old boomers that are, older than Pokemon, it's hard. And so, like, Caden feeling welcomed in our community, again, like, I say this to you guys too, but, like, this is not, like, I don't have a mandate There's no like, hey, you better act this way or I'm going to get rid of you. Like, all I say is, you can say whatever you want, but like, if you're saying things to other people that like I'm not okay with, like, you're gone. Be respectful. And that's it. And like, here's Caden, like, he says he feels very welcomed here. And that's something that I'm like extremely proud of. Even though I'm not like out here being like, you know, cracking the whip. Josie says, what are the tax implications when selling Pokemon cards, particularly regarding inventory, shipping, and tax exemptions? So, I mean, I will literally pump Dan, Catch 'em All Collectible on YouTube. I will pump his YouTube bags forever. If you're interested in doing anything in the Pokemon space, you need to watch his videos on taxes. Even if you don't understand or you hate taxes and the concept and it's boring and you're going to fall asleep, like, there are ways to not being... there are ways to investing in Pokemon, speculating on Pokemon, collecting sealed Pokemon without paying tax. As a business. As an individual. There are ways to be exempt from paying tax on things in a way that is like free tendies. Like, you're just paying less than what other people are paying. Anyway. In this particularly, the reason, if you go to my website, it says I only charge tax in Arizona and Virginia. It says the inverse. You don't pay tax if you don't live in those areas. The reason that that exists is specifically there are tax exemptions and tax requirements for small businesses where once I do a certain amount of sales, that could be dollar amounts, or it could be transaction numbers. So the reason I charge tax in Virginia is because I sold more than 200 individual transactions to residents of Virginia last year. So I now charge sales tax in the state of Virginia. But I don't charge sales tax in the state of California because I haven't sold a high enough dollar amount to the state of California to be required to charge sales tax and remit that sales tax back to the state. I'm registered in Arizona. I am required to collect sales tax in the state of Arizona, etc., etc., etc. So, if you are a business and you buy a sealed booster box from me, which is not an end product, the end product is the card inside of the booster box, or the cards inside of the packs, inside of the... You technically do not have to pay sales tax. I do not have to pay sales tax on eBay if I'm buying something for resale. So anyway, I don't want to get too much into that because it's like really deep down the weeds and that's like not going to apply to like a ton of people here. But, you know, do your research by watching YouTube videos or talking to a professional tax person. But if you are then selling stuff locally, like in theory, you're supposed to be remitting sales tax on that. Like, but that's for everything. Like if you have a used car and you sell it, like there's supposed to be sales tax implications with some of that stuff, depending on your state, etc. Contact is, you know, a professional, not financial advice. On and on and on and on. Quinn says we're a family. Stuck around for a couple reasons. Made friends in the community. That's my number one thing. Like, I don't want you guys... This is, like, so weird to say after all of that conversation we just had about, like, why I want you to buy from me or, like, who I don't want to buy from me. But, like, I don't want you to be here just because you think that you're friends with me. Like, that's not what I want either. Like, don't buy from me because you think you're friends with me. Don't buy from me and hang out on my streams just because it's me only. There are so many great people that are hanging out in the chat, that are hanging out in the Discord, that I want you to meet and interact with and be friends with. Like, there are people that are literally making plans and doing trades in person and all this kind of stuff because they are part of the community. And so here we are. Like, I want that to exist more so than I want you to be like, oh, Mike opens my packs and knows my full name, therefore X, Y, and Z. Like, there's just layers to that part of it. That, like, it makes me happy to hear that people are friends because of my streams. That, like, is a thing outside of who I am, if that makes sense. So we'll get to it. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that are like, we're not friends. Quinn says the community's awesome. Will not be leaving anytime soon. Quiz, I'll make you a moderator and then you'll leave. Everyone that I make a moderator disappears. Oreo is blaming her iPhone. Reese says, fully here because the product you offer and how you interact with your community. This stream is so much better for me than opening packs on my own, especially since getting back into cards. This is something that I really have to hammer home to a lot of people, is the, like, concept of, like, why would you pay somebody else to open your packs for you, and then you have to, like, wait to get the cards. It's something that, frankly, like, I'll be honest, like, it's not, like, a universally understood thing. Like, this is not, like, I love going to the movies because the speakers are loud and the screen is big. Like, everyone gets that part of it. They make the best popcorn at the movie theater. Like, those are, like, universal things, right? Not everyone is, like, I want to open my packs on a live stream. But the way that I say it is, like, the buddies and I don't get to go down to the sports bar and watch Monday Night Football because the buddies and I exist online and probably in different states. But, like, I have really good friends that I watch football with that I didn't see last year. But we spent every Sunday in Discord watching football together. Or we got together for some playoff games in Discord and watched the games at the same time. And that's way better than me sitting on my couch watching alone, because I have that opportunity to do that. So when it comes to the pack ripping, there are people that are happy to open the packs on their own. There's no wrong way to collect. How many times do I have to say that? But for a lot of people, there is a big component of this that is communal, that is social. Well, you're not actually there in person with them, and you don't even know the other people in the chat. You gotta stop living in, like, the 18th century with that kind of thought process. Human beings in the modern era have adjusted to the fact that the digital experience can be just as impactful on their brains as the real in-person experience. Mike, why don't you rip for yourself? I get to rip through you guys. Like, I vicariously get to open... I opened 48 boxes of Null Zero this weekend. That scratched the itch. I'm not out here being like, oh, I really gotta open a box for myself. Like, I get to scratch the itch through you guys, and I also get to experience the highs and the excitements of pulling the top chase or whatever card somebody's looking for. When we pull Link, the 151 Zard. When we pull Eddie, the 151 Zard. When we pull the Red Victini for Joshua. When we pull the Moonbryon for Josie. Like, I'm alone in my room going nuts about pulling the Mewtwo. When we finally pulled the Destined Rivals Mewtwo. That exists for every person that's watching the stream. Like, that matters. And Reese is someone who, like, I've had this conversation too. Like, I think Mark L said it very early on when I was like, he's like, I'm so new to Pokemon. And I was like, bro, you're buying a lot of Pokemon. What's the deal here? And he was like, I was looking for a hobby to share with people. Mark is chasing around his 3 children while he's watching the stream. He's not able to open packs. He's got 3 kids. Like, he's not able to sit and be like, oh, nice. And I'm sure he can, to a certain extent. And sometimes his kids maybe are watching and opening packs with him in person or whatever it is, but, like, maybe, you know, the way that individuals get the communal experiences through the streams. And again, that's why I say, like, I don't want to stop doing this. I might not be able to do it for 30 hours a week. Might not be able to do it for 10 hours in one night. But dude, like, let's join together and have some fun. I have people who watch the streams who literally do not care about Pokemon at all. But they understand it. They understand it. Okay. I'm catching up. You guys all love each other in the chat. Never mind, Josie's breaking up with people. Here we go. Chris says, any plans around re-entering TikTok and other platforms? I don't think so. TikTok in the past, I need to get back into TikTok. I need to be live on TikTok again. I think multi-platform streaming is something that would make sense to do in the future. Streaming on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube at the same time. We're wire to wire. Like, I don't even know, like, this is one of the other things is like, I talk about this too. It's like, is it not hard to scale? Like, you guys, who saw that queue Saturday night? Like, I was 2.5 hours behind the queue the whole night. Until I wasn't, and then the stream ended. But, like, I didn't have another 3 hours in me. I didn't have another 3 hours worth of packs. And I could have. But I was wrong. Throwback to the beginning of stream. But I didn't have another 3 hours of live streaming in me. So, like, where do we go from there, right? Like, what's the thought process behind I can grow the streams by having more avenues for people to find me by being on these other platforms, but I don't even have the time to open packs for those people or anything. So it's just not, at least live streaming, that part of it is not on my mind. And YouTube, like, just put it all together in one. Yeah, it's just there. Like, I just have to... I have to treat it... Right now, I have to treat YouTube as, like, the premier platform. I need to be making more long-form videos. And then I need to be posting more on Instagram. Not advertising on Instagram, but posting with, like, advertising the business. Marketing the business on Instagram. And I think YouTube and Instagram, I think that's it. Like, I think that, like... TikTok, bro, like, I barely go on TikTok on my own anymore. And I used to be on TikTok all the time. And it just feels like it's all TikTok shop garbage fluff now. And the in-depth content that I actually want. And Chris, it's so funny that you're the one that asked this question. Dude, Chris, years of us knowing each other and talking about who watches YouTube. And we're only watching Twitch. And imagine clicking on a YouTube video. And now I'm like... I don't have Twitch. Like, I don't log into my Twitch account. If somebody's like, oh, this person's streaming on Twitch, I'm like, why are they not also streaming on YouTube? Like, now that you can with Twitch, like, you should just also be streaming on YouTube. Like, the WoW streamer that I watched since TBC Classic came out, it's Zaryu. Because he's on YouTube. Nobody else is on YouTube, so I'm watching Zaryu. I'm not even going to Twitch anymore. It's a complete 180 from everything that you and I, specifically you and I, would talk about for the last 5-6 years. Imagine watching YouTube, and then it's like, all these people watch YouTube. So, I don't know. I don't think I'm live streaming on any other platforms unless I'm multicasting to those platforms specifically. The only exception to this would be if I was, for some reason, partner streaming with some platform for something specific, right? Like, Jar Chomp does his Drip, and I think PokeNE does Drip too, where they have like a partnership with Drip, and they go on Drip and they do specific streams on Drip that are like giveaway streams or like whatever it is. Maybe there's some scenario where I'm doing something like that, and I think I've talked about it too with like Fanatics, where like, or like eBay Live, where like if I did a thing that was like I could only do this through eBay Live, I would tell all you YouTube guys, hey, come to eBay Live, like I'm gonna be on YouTube, like, or I'm gonna be on eBay Live like this time. That exists. But it's not something I'm actively, like, leaning into. A lot of ones. Silent with the one. These are all when you guys all said you watched before you bought. Dusty says, I can't remember if you bought the night of the CTR. I don't think anyone bought the night of the CTR raid, but you definitely bought the night of the next stream, Dusty. I know that for a fact. You came the next night, and you bought. New variable says they're too touching about the moment. Yeah, but you had experienced me before that, if that makes sense, right? And I lied to you a lot the first time that we met, too, so that's actually really funny that you said that you trusted me. Or had trust issues from other communities. Trust is a huge thing for Silent. You've earned it over and over again. Real someone's memory with conversations. I felt seen, and I started a relationship with me to be loyal. And Silent, like, that was easy, right? Like, you were like, there were like 3 people in the YouTube chat, and Silent would hang out and talk with me all the time, and like, but like, I want that. Like, dude, I can't imagine a world in which I would still be live streaming today if every person that came into my stream was just like another order number. Like, it just doesn't compute to me. The people that stream on apps and they just don't care about who their customer base is or know any of those people or anything like that, and they're just like, oh, hey, so-and-so ordered this. And then it's like, oh, you didn't get anything. Sorry, bro. And then they're like, all right, who's in? You know, we got an open queue. Who's next? Like, dude, that is mind-numbing. I just don't think that... And there's some people that are streamers, like, I haven't gotten to him yet, but, like, Grimer's in here and, like, Grimer streams. But I bet you Grimer's the same way. I bet you Grimer is literally seeing somebody's name and he's like, memory bank, who's this person? I'm going to remember this name. This person likes to buy singles from me on live stream, or they like to bid on you know, sudden death 30-second auctions for me. Like, I guarantee you, that's good business, man. It's old-fashioned business, right? It's customer acquisition by being a good person. Is it good coffee? I do Ziggy's. I opened, Matt, not to soft docs, but I was there for the opening of the Dutch Bros in Denver, the very first one in Lakewood. Ooh, I'm not going to remember the name. I was there for the opening day. I flew out there and worked that one. Jack says he loves it. Raven's not a fan of the graveyard. True. Yeah. I bought packs for Mrs. Zorner first to support your business. Then I watched your stream. I'm here for the community. Dan goes, I think it's Reese. Like, I think it's literally insane to me that you've been hanging out as much as you have. For clarity, like, I know Reese in real life, but like, I know Reese in real life to the extent that like we are friends, like in law, I guess is like the easy way of describing that. Where like it's not like we knew each other for a long time, but like through my relationship and now my marriage, like we know each other. But like, I don't know, we've had like 5 meals together, and like, it's not like I'm like the homie to the point where you're like gotta support, but like you've been hanging out and then like you're still hanging out, and but like you're the type of guy that like gets it, right? Like there are people, I say this all the time, like Fitzy showed up and was like, yeah, I've been lurking and watching you for a while, but like blah blah, like I like Prismatic, I'm gonna buy some, but can I buy some packs for some other people? And like I'm pretty sure Fitzy's first night he like bought packs for other people, and I'm like, this guy just gets it. Like he just gets it. Like show up and hang out. People are gonna support you. If you're nice to other people, maybe you don't get it back in the end, but like I don't know, like you just get it. At Dutch Bros, I'm gonna go back to Dutch Bros again. You used to have a stamp card. It's like the same thing. I think Jersey Mike's, maybe they don't have it anymore, but every drink you got, you would get a stamp on your stamp card, and then if you had 10 drinks, then your 11th drink would be free. If it was your first time, guess what you get on your stamp card? 9 stamps, so that the next time you buy a drink, you get a free drink after that. So you come back again, etc. It's why we have the Zorner cards card to a certain extent. Galaxy says I'm behind right now, but agreed on the lowest price thing. That's how I burn myself when I'm starting. I'm also behind, so here we are. Maybe you're live right now. First, that's how I burn myself when I started. Yeah, and I think that there's times like you guys can look like who remembers those Destin Rivals where I was selling like 5 packs for $30 or whatever, and you couldn't get Destin Rivals for under $6, but I over leveraged myself, and I had like at the time what I thought was so much Destin Rivals that I would never be able to sell it, and it would crash to zero, and like I sold it for like $6 a pack when I was buying it for like $5.50 a pack. Because I was afraid that I was going to get burned, like the price was going to drop and I was going to lose a bunch of money on it. I was wrong. But like, sometimes it's a good customer acquisition funnel in that regard. But if you have customers who are only there for the lowest price, you will not have customers who are there for the long run. Cadence first booster box was Gem 2. Lock it in, bro. Thunder's cards taste different. Silent facts, I told it literally days ago. Oh, I know. Okay. I gotta get caught up. I am 8 minutes over my 2-hour cap expectation. I still have to pack so much. Dusty's bought for people in the community. 2 main stores. How far behind am I? Oh my god, I'm 40 minutes behind chat. There's no way. We're catching up. Zorner cards, if I went singles, I go to quiz. Mario's in the chat. Oh my god, I am way behind. Josie says, I don't think I've missed a stream since joining. Yeah, there was one where Josie slept for like 6 hours at the start of stream, and we were all really concerned. I think Quiz was crying. It was rough. We almost called Ed. It's rip and ship, not snip and ship. Snip and ship sounds dangerous. Bill says we out here. Okay, here we go. This is a great question. Also, who's got to collect them all? What's up? That name threw me off for a second. What did I lose? What did I lose? Oh, chat reset. Hold on. Oh my god, we're talking about the IRS. Bro, this is so far behind. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Like, this is, when I'm this far behind, it's like overwhelming, but it's also more awesome than I would have expected. Thunder said it's annoying if a person orders too many cards at once, you prefer people to split it up. So frankly, right now, because of the free shipping thing, if you're gonna hang out for the whole stream, buy some stuff, you can leave me a note that says split this up. If it is, like Thunder, you had your first couple buys this weekend, I'm giving you what you ordered. We're going through it. If you ordered $10,000 worth of stuff, I'm ripping $10,000 worth of stuff unless I have a conversation with you about splitting it up. If you're a veteran like Joshua and you order a whole bunch of stuff at the start, I might just say, hey, bro, I appreciate you going in. I set all your stuff aside. We're going to rip it slowly throughout the course of the night because I have that relationship with you. Over time, some people are more comfortable with just splitting up their own orders as is. That being said, I do run out of stuff sometimes, so if you want to make sure that you have everything, please order it, leave a note, whatever it is. Baseline on all this, do whatever you want, and I will have a conversation with you if I need to split stuff up if I need to. Some people I know, they only watch the stream for a little bit of time. They buy in, they want to get everything placed all at once. You know, I think that I've said this before, in the ideal situation, I look at the models of like a Pokevault or CTR where they're doing lots and there's limits. I don't exist in that world where I can say, hey guys, tonight I'm only selling these 5 packs. You got to buy these 5 packs for me and you can only buy 2 lots of these 5 packs and that's it. In a perfect world, that would exist to me, where I would go into stream knowing that I pre-sold everything that I'm going to open that night, and I rip everything, and then the stream ends, and we go. Maybe I end up in that world because of constraints. The rules of my arena have changed for Pokemon with this baby. Maybe I end up in that situation, but for now, and for the future, as I see it, I can't do that. I don't have the viewership, I don't have the buyer base, I don't have X, Y, and Z. I also have a lot of people who like to buy what they like to buy. And I'm not going to stop them from buying what they like to buy. We saw that with the with my birthday stream, right? I had like the specific lots set up, and I was like, I'm going to keep these up, and I'm not going to list anything else on the site until we sell out of everything, and then maybe we'll do open queue. We didn't sell out of everything, and then I did open queue, and then we did end up selling out of everything at 2 in the morning because people still were buying XY era stuff at the end of stream, even though I was like, buy it at the start of stream so everyone could see it get open. That's a whole nother can of worms. I am rambling. We're talking about Doritos. McWizard did show up. I saw that. McWizard believes in Zorner. I believe in McWizard. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Henry. Rodder says I'm a shut-in and my wife scared all my friends away. Oh, man. Silent, wait, you have to clarify what this harsh reality is for me. Oh, and now we're going to talk about the Friends thing? Is that what it was? No, older than Pokemon? That's what it was. Because I see this here, older than Pokemon. Mario says I have a couple friends IRL. But, like, you may have IRL friends that are not Pokemon fans. I have IRL friends that are not World of Warcraft fans. I have IRL friends that are not football fans. I have IRL friends that are not fans of my dogs. Like, whatever it is. You know what I mean? You can have a whole bunch of communities. You should. I don't think that Zorner Cards is going to be like a serve-all community for every aspect of every single one of your lives. This is why, like, when people are like, oh, Mike, I cheated on you and I went and bought from this other streamer. I'm like, what do you, like, that $30 that you spent with somebody else, now I don't get to have it and I'm going to be upset about that? Like, it's your time. Do with it what you want. Go spend it in somebody else's stream if you want. again, like, I don't know, free market, etc., whatever. Grimer is in the chat. He says, respectfully, you're a cutie. Okay, well, if you're only here because I'm cute, I'm married. Grimer. Take it easy on the boomer slander. Older than Pokemon hurts. You're older than Pokemon, bro. We're talking about Mario uses tax evasion. Okay, I'm gonna skip some of the tax stuff. I'll say this right now because we're gonna start wrapping up because I will catch up to chat. If you guys have any final questions, please put them in. Once I catch up to chat at this point, we are gonna end the stream because I told Mrs. Zorner I was gonna go for 2 hours max and then make dinner, and she's probably out there hungry right now. Selling singles or stick to sealed and rip and ship. I will, as part of the sealed adventure, when I start selling sealed through the website, I will start selling singles as well through the website. Mainly Discord is the best place if you're trying to get singles from me, though. And I do have singles to sell. Again, doing a lot of offline sales once this baby gets here. Selling singles consistently through the website, probably not to the same extent. Zorner Super Bowl stream? No. No streams after next week. Grimer says collecting coughing is the wrong way to collect. Grimer, not a fan of coughing. Silent says I'd rather have online friends than real life friends. I have one in-person friend and that's all I can handle. Who are you talking about, Silent? Can you even handle that one friend? Take no offense, Oreo. Difficult to get sealed products. This is another outlet. Yes. Yes. Which again, like, I think there is a service that I provide in that regard, right? Like, if it is hard to... How do I say this? If it is hard to get product on the way home from work, and then you get home and I'm live, that's basically the same thing as getting product on the way home from work, to an extent. So I know that is a service that I provide, right? There's a price tag attached to that. That's why people don't like ribbon shippers. They charge more just because it's instant. Yeah, I don't know. DoorDash exists. Like, it's... I'm not opening packs with my toes. Josie says there's a moonbrew on. Okay, calm down. I've experienced this fun. Yes, the way Galaxy grows, this is why I'm like, I work with Galaxy on this specifically, is because I like what he offers as a community aspect. That being said, I'm going to call people out right now, not by name or anything, but in general, y'all got to chill when it comes to Galaxy Grails, okay? Give this poor man a rest. He just made a game. Let Galaxy get some sleep every once in a while. And give some grace to some other people. Oh no, we're talking about TikTok again. Even though Silent's on TikTok. Silent's probably on TikTok all day long. Writing hate comments or something. Getting into drama. Her and Oreo. Saving TikToks to show each other at their weekly coffee to talk trash. I have no idea, I'm just making it up. Handful we get every Friday. Magic Gathering with the friends. Yep. Guilty on TikTok, says Josie. Yep. Gotta collect them all. Zorner cards, what's up? What's up? Gotta collect them all. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Set a max for the queue. Yeah. Queue cuts will be a thing in the future. Limited streams will be a thing in the future. Without a doubt. Okay, now we're talking about Twitch. Joshua says, this still live? No, it's so far behind, not live. Dak Gaming said, you keep up with the competitive side at all? I do not, to a certain extent. Not to an extent, like more so than the person who doesn't know that there's competitive Pokemon, less so than the person who has understood the rules of the game of Pokemon. Joshua, flying over international waters, I'm sure. I like that you know what packs we like and not. It feels more personal. I also, like, I don't know, I pay attention to what cards you guys pull. Like, I want to know, like, what we're looking for. I want to know what I've pulled for you already. I want to know if I pulled a dupe for you or if it's a brand new card. Like, all that stuff matters. So, yeah, anonymous people buying packs is, like, huge. Like, again, like, just support the business, support each other. The support for me is it's all great. Cushion the house with some nice words. It's so funny that there's other people in here. It's just funny. Kush, I appreciate you hanging out, man. What a world. I remember that DR bundle so fire. Yeah, we didn't get the Mewtwo though, unfortunately. Okay, oh my god. Oh my. Wait, hold on. Nope. Oh my god, bro, I'm so far behind. I'm reading. You guys are all having a good time in chat, talking to each other. Gotta collect them all left before I even got to their messages. Dat Gaming says, saying chat, who's Pokemon the IRS? Oreo's stream just started and ended. Hopefully that didn't happen to everybody. Sending Bandit to the back of the line no matter what. Yeah, that's true. It just depends, right? Ozzy, how we doing tonight? Oh my god, the chat. What are you guys on about? Reminder to leave me question marks or like an emoji at the beginning of your message. Nolan says, Zorner watching any good shows? I am. I did watch Industry last night. I have been too busy today to text you about it. Also watched The Pit yesterday. Chat, rushing homework. This is very true. I am literally rushing to get in before, and I'm 20 minutes late already. New job for Aurea, or for McWizard. Cute pre-2000. I was a cute baby. Joshua says, I'm a veteran. Yeah, boy. Wait a minute. Hold on. Thank you for your service, says Josie. One of those two. No energy drinks for sale on the plane. I want to try Galaxy Grails, but I'm scared. Silent? Maybe don't, you know? I'm not going to, like, financial advice or, you know, but maybe don't. All right, I'm almost caught up to chat, so last minute questions. You guys better get them in. I will be ending stream once I catch up. Because I have to pack, so you guys got to let me pack orders. You have nothing to lose. You get a slab no matter what. I'm telling you guys, it's the easiest brain conversation for you to have. On average, if you open a pack of Pokemon cards, you are returning less than 30% of the value you get by buying the pack of Pokemon cards. Pure dollar value. Galaxy Grails, you can literally see what the expected return is going to be on average. And it's usually more than 90%. Just a heads up. Did I catch up to chat? No, I have to go make dinner. I caught up to chat. There's 30 people watching right now. You guys gave me 30 likes today. I really wish I could hang out for longer and just sit here. And have more conversations with you guys. Are you going to make dinner or not? Are we hungry? Are you going to be doing a Q&A today? I got those. Nice try. I did not. Can we do custom teas and got packs? No. You can watch. I'll try if we get a tax or any tax return this year. Save it for one of the lives. What's for dinner? We are doing tuna melts. Yes. 6:22. We're going to end the stream. That was fun. I am incredibly thankful, not just for the views and the likes and the chats, but for the questions, for the support, as always. We're going to get out of here. I'm streaming Wednesday night. I'm streaming Friday night. I'm streaming Saturday night. Those are the last 3 streams before this baby is born. There may be a surprise Ascended Heroes stream, depending on if I get anything or when I get anything. Be prepared. I'm going to put some cool stuff up on the website at the end of next weekend's streams to ship sealed. Booster boxes, Pokemon Center ETBs. I don't know if you guys heard, we did just have to buy a new air conditioning unit. So I'm going to be selling a whole bunch of stuff that I was not originally planning to, but in reality, I need to be turning my inventory over anyway, as opposed to holding on to sealed investments. I am a business. I am not an investment portfolio. My final topic that I am going to say at the end of the night here that we are going to talk about in the streams this upcoming week. There will be a discount on all sealed product going forward on Zorner cards. Keep that in mind. As always, good luck out there. I'll see you guys in the next one. I gotta hang out for a minute or two because some people are gonna be like 5 seconds behind or whatever it is, and if I just hit end stream, then it's just gonna cut off early or something like that. So I'm just gonna talk. I'm not actually saying anything.